can quickly get into a pull-up game, and you know that guard is fighting back to get in front, it limits your options.
Larson at the line. And Jakob with his first point of the game. Richard, you got to talk about that. you got to talk about the text you just received.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You know, you try to find a comparison to Rui, and no one's really able to figure out. There's not a precedent, and so you know, Corey Violetta, we're good friends with, asked, you know, do we see some of him in Rui? And I just told him that Rui is a much better player at this age than he was his entire career. So really, not a good comparison. Would you agree, Dan?
Well, the comparison game is so difficult because it's such an adjustment. But the guy that comes to mind to me is Giannis Antetokounmpo, the all-star with the Bucks. That is a stretch. I will agree with that. But just the way he moves on the floor and has the versatility to make different plays. And I know it's a stretch. But the way the fluidity with which he moves is the only guy that I can think of.
Norvell Jr. is foul. I'm just going to let that one go.
Greg, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It is also in evaluating players. Now, Coach Few and his staff see something in players that other staffs don't see. They recruit to that. They think they'll fit into a system, much like another program might value a player differently.
I see more.
It's all about fit for so many guys at that next level.
I mean, if you're saying you see more, you know, Greek freak than Violet in Rui, I would agree.
Well, and not to mention, he's averaging 30 points against the best players in the world. And you just put Rui in the same conversation.
I think what's hard with the Greek freak in all seriousness, I mean, how tall is Giannis? Almost 7 foot.
Well, Giannis is 6'11", 7'2", 7'3" wingspan.
Gonzaga has sent 5 players to that free throw line already in this game. And there you see Jeremy Jones, the redshirt junior out of San Antonio, Texas, into the game for GU. I don't question anything you say, Dan.
Thanks. Appreciate that,
well
Greg.
taken. Larson stopped the ball on defense. Loose ball. Tilly got a hand on it. And then that was Zion Cousins, who was standing on that end line when he touched the ball, so it's Zag basketball.
Well, you know Howard's going to play fast, and they're playing right into Gonzaga's hands when Gonzaga goes that little three-quarter court trap. One advance pass, one dribble up the sideline to a shot. I don't think that's what Coach Nickelberry wants, but it's kind of hard when that's the way you play.
Well, you're almost baiting Howard into taking those types of shots. You're speeding him up a bit, and it lends itself to quick shots as Tilly misses the corner three. And
Larson! What an offensive rebound and put back for the big fella.
Well, he just made his presence felt with that one right there.
Tell you what, you'd love to see that coming off the knee injury. He had a very effective 7 minutes against Texas Southern, 9.7 rebounds, and an excellent start here tonight.
I tell you what, they get that big fella playing like that, and watch out.
And he doesn't have to do it for 20 minutes tonight. He just has to give them 10 to 12 really solid minutes as you get the shot clock violation on Howard here.
4 turnovers now for Howard. Gonzaga on an 11-0 run, and with the basketball leading 29-8.
But we've been talking a lot about offensive execution for Gonzaga tonight, and it has been good, but I've been really impressed defensively.
You know, the last 2 years, Gonzaga's held teams to under 30%, under 29% from the three-point line. I think this team has the exact same makeup. They should be able to continue that streak. This is a team that I think could be really special on that end of the floor.
Larson again. Got it to Tilly. And Killian throws it down.
Well, Jacob Larson, post, keep it high when the double, almost a triple comes. And a great find on Tilly on the dive from the weak side.
R.J. Cole bounce pass inside. And that's a nice finish for Marcus Hall. And that stops a 13-0 run for GU. Larson again. Just keep feeding him.
But I like what Gonzaga is doing right now. They're rewarding the big fella Larson by running the floor and creating space and problems on the block. He took another look there at the great find after the double team, but he comes right back on the next possession, does a great job sealing his defender. And Richard, you would know better than me. When you seal, you want that ball.
Yeah, you got to reward him for working. He's doing his work before the ball ever gets there. That's a sign of a mature post player. As Jakob knocks down the first free throw. Look, he has been very impressive for a guy who's coming off a significant injury, who's sat out a prolonged period of time. He looks much more comfortable on the floor than you would anticipate he would have. I mean, even with this, without the injury, it takes a while to get back up to the speed of the game. You see his touch, good hands.
And Larson checks out of the game with 5 points. But some really effective minutes there for Jakob, the redshirt freshman out of Denmark. Zags just been able to find those great post players over the years, and I know he's got a long way to go, but you see those flashes. Here's Cole on the drive, left-handed shot up and good, and it falls, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Really the first time RJ Cole's just gone one-on-one, no pick and roll. Nice little adjustment. He's got a bit of a mismatch with Jones out at the top. And here you see the contact late.
And that's what he does really well. Gets to the free throw line, and he can do that because of how shifty he is in changing speeds and changing directions on the perimeter with the dribble.
You see that he shoots 47% from three, so you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, if you sag off him, he's already demonstrated he can knock down the three, and he's got enough quickness and strength to finish at the rim.
Guys, 7 different Zags with an assist in this game. Perkins into the corner. That shot is short. Kispert, though, tried to follow it. And Tilly ran it down. Perkins now.
Perkins knocks down the three, but Kispert's such a good shooter. He knew the second it left his hand, it was off. And he was chasing that ball down, giving him an extra possession.
And the offensive foul called there. Gonzaga ball. I'm sure at home you can hear this crowd. This is such a difficult place to come play basketball. But when you get a team with the intensity that Gonzaga is playing with right now defensively, and then they're exerting the same sort of effort offensively with these dunks, this place just gets worked up into a froth awfully quick. Williams with the great catch, can't convert, and there's a good rebound for Cousins. That's Nate Garvey, number 3, a freshman, and he hits that three-point shot with a defender right in his face.
Well, that's knowing the scouting report. Guards come in off the bench, whether it's Kai Tees or Garvey, they're coming in for one thing, and that's let it fly from the outside.
Silas. Nelson with 7 points. 39-15. Cole drives. Blocked by Tilly. Cole ran it down. Garvey will shoot it again. It looks good. And it is. It rattled in. And now a whistle, offensive foul called on Jonathan Williams. He was posting up inside on Marcus Hall and was a bit too aggressive. 7:26 to play first half. All Gonzaga leading at 39.